So good afternoon to everyone. In yesterday class, we have seen some what is database and what are the procedures are uh, in the MS SQL Server, right? So I think now you all get some idea about databases and servers. Okay, so in today onwards, we'll start the MS SQL from first. Okay, so from initial, right? So let's see some PPTs regarding MS SQL. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so already we have see saw some pictures regarding what is SQL and what is database, right? So this is additional information about SQL and SQL Server, right? So SQL is a standard language for accessing and manipulating the databases. Okay, so what is SQL? So already we know that SQL is a structured query language, right? So it's a query language, and it is used to fetch the data from the database. Okay, and SQL lets you access and manipulate the databases, right? So SQL become a standard of the American Nation Standard Institute, that is ANSI, in 1986. Okay, so and of the International Organization of Standardization, that is ISO, in 1987. Okay, so what can SQL do? So SQL can execute queries against the databases. Okay, so queries means query languages. Okay, so that is select statement, update statement, insertion, and create table and create databases. That all are called queries. Okay, so SQL can retrieve the data from a database, right? So it can insert records in a database and also update the records in a database and delete the records and create a new databases also. And also we can create tables, so we can create a large number of tables in a database. Okay, so SQL can create stored procedures. So stored procedures is used to save your uh, queries. Okay, so in a procedure format, so we can pass the variables to or throw procedures. Okay, and views also store your queries. Okay, so we can't, in here we can't pass any variables. Okay, so just we can write select query and store into view. Okay, so just whenever we want, we can call the view name, and we will see or we will retrieve the data from the database. Okay, the SQL can get permissions on tables, procedures, and views. So we can regulate them. Okay, so we can give permissions who are all going to access the database and who are all going to access the procedure and who are all going to access the views. We can give a permission. Okay, next, so the SQL standard. Okay, so all the SQL is an ANSI and ISO standard. There are different versions of the SQL language. So, however, to be compliant with the ANSI standard, they are all support at least the major commands. Okay, such as select query and update query and delete query and insert query and where condition. Okay, so in a similar manner, and using SQL in your website. Okay, so we already know that, so SQL is to give the data for our websites. Okay, so and the data are get from the databases, right? So to build a website that shows data from a database, so you will need that, right? So an RDBMS, so database program, that is RDBMS means relational database management system. That's all. Okay, so yesterday I have told what is DBMS. Okay, so the RDBMS and DBMS both are same. Okay, so the RDBMS stands with relational database management system. Okay, and that is MS Access and SQL Server and also MySQL Server. right? So to use a server-side scripting language like PHP or ASP, and also Java and .NET and Python, okay? So that there are server-side languages, and to use SQL to get the data you want. So whatever data, what data you want, you can fetch the data from your database by using queries. Okay, so they are developing the procedures. Okay, so in what format the data they need, so they have to create the procedures in some format. Okay, so that only they can easily access the data through procedures, and uh, then fetch the data from the database and process the data by using backend languages like PHP, ASP, or um, Java, Python, and then use HTML and CSS to style the pages, right? So this is the website concept. Okay, so first we need the data. The uh, data are fetching from the databases, and it goes to the backend program, that is PHP or .NET or Java or Python. Okay, these are processing the data and given to your front end languages, and in the front end language is used to style your page and show your data into different colors and different blocks, or different paddings and checkboxes and radio buttons like that. Okay, then, so what is RDBMS? So RDBMS stands for a Relational Database Management System. Okay, so the RDBMS is the basics for SQL and for all modern database systems such as MS SQL and IBM DB2 and Oracle also server and MySQL database and Microsoft Access, right? So the data in RDBMS is stored in a database objects called tables. Okay, so we already know that. So server is collection of databases. Okay, so the database server is collection of databases, and the database is collection of tables, and tables are collection of rows and columns with datas, right? So the data in RDBMS is stored in a database. So database objects called tables. Okay, so here the tables all are called as a database objects. Okay, so we have seen in our data structure classes what is objects, right? So objects is to do some specific task, right? So that is called objects. Here the laptop is object, and if you take the company, the employees are all the objects, right? So in here in database, that tables are objects. Okay, so that's all. So the objects called tables. A table is a collection of related data entries, right? So and it consists of columns and rows. Okay, and so for example, so select star from customers. So we have already seen what is select query. So select query is used to select the specific column, or select the entire column from your table. Okay, so from customers, here the customers is a table, right? So here the simple explanation of these statement is select. I'm going to select some column. Okay, so here I'm giving star. So star is used to select your entire column in your table, right? So here I'm going to select entire column in my table. Okay, so and after that, from where means I'm going to select the data in my table, right? So my table is customer. Okay, so select stuff from customers, right? So every table is broken up into small entities, that is called field, right? So fields means that is cells. Okay, so cells are all called fields. Okay, or the columns. So the columns all are called fields, right? So the column are called fields here. So the fields in the customer table. So I have already inserted the customer table into my database. I'll show the what are the columns are there. Okay, so here uh, the fields in the customers table consists of customer id, customer name, contact name, address and city, and also postal code and country. Okay, a field is a column in a table, right? So the field is called as a column in a table. So that is designed to maintain specific information about every record in the table. Okay, so record means, so the rows, every row value is called records. Okay, so the field means every column has called fields. Okay, so that is the difference between fields and records. So records are rows. Okay, so the we can add n number of rows, right? So the rows are all called records. Okay, so the columns are called fields. Okay, a record, also called a row, is each individual entry that exists in a table. Okay, so for example, and in customer table we have 91 rows. Okay, so we have 91 uh, records. Okay, so the records are a horizontal entity. So the row also called as horizontal entity in a table. Okay, so and a column also called as vertical entity in a table. Okay, so that contains all information associated with a specific field in a table. Okay, so field means column, right? So the record depends on your column. Okay, so if you are giving your like customer name in your column, so the row values in entire column are customer names only, right? So a column is a vertical entity and in a table that contains all information associated with a specific field in a table, right? Okay, so database tables next. So a database most often contains one or more tables, right? So we can create more number of tables in single database. Okay, so each table is identified by their name. Okay, so for example, customers and orders and that are all names. Okay, so tables contain records, that is rows. Okay, so this is same sample database, so sample table entry. Okay, so here we have customer id and customer name and contact name and address, city, postal code and country. So these are all called fields. So customer id is a field and customer name is a field and contact name also a field and address also a field, city is a field and postal code and country also a field. Okay, so these are all column names, right? So here you can see 1 2 3 4, and here we have 4 columns, right? So these, sorry, uh, here we have 4 rows, right? So here we have 4 rows and we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 columns in here. Okay, so totally we have 7 columns, that is field. Okay, totally we have 7 fields and 4 rows. Okay, and the fields also called as horizontal, sorry, vertical entity, and the record also called as horizontal entities in table, right? Here we have 4 rows, right? So each row has a specific record. Okay, so now you can see here. So in first row the customer id is one and customer name and customer, that is contact name, that is Maria Andres, and that is address Obrey Street 57 and city is Berlin and postal code is 12209 and country is Germany. Okay, so now you can get the entire detail about a single person, right? This is the row which contains a record. Okay, so the record based on the customer name, okay, and or customer id. Okay, so now you take this row, or now you fetch the this first row from customers table. You can get the entire data about Alfred's, right? So, and here you can see the another record, and also another, and here we have four records in here. Okay, then next, so some of the most important SQL commands. Okay, so you have to know that. Okay, so first one is select. So select, we already know that, right? So select is used to select the data from your database, that is extracts or retrieve the data from your database. Okay, so update, so update is used to, or using to updates your data. Okay, updates your existing data, right? So then delete, so delete deletes the entire data from the table. And also if we use where condition, we can control the deletion process. Okay, so if you are using where condition, I'm going to delete some specific cell, you can delete it by using delete syntax, right? So next, fourth one is insert into. Okay, so insert into is used to insert your data into your table, right? So fifth one is create database, and it is used to create your database. And after that, and alter database is used to alter your database. Okay, so here we can alter the database name, and also we can alter the database properties by using alter database, right? So and after that, create table. So create table is used to create a new table. Okay, so alter table, and here also you can alter your column name, and you can add a column, and also you can change your data type in your column. Okay, so you can do any alteration in your table by using alter table, right? And drop table is used to delete your table from your database. Okay, it's just drop out your table from your database, right? So index. Okay, so index means it is used to uh, fetch the data quickly. Okay, so we can create the index by each column. Okay, so if you are using if the table has a 10 or more column, and I'm going to use 5 columns repeatedly, right? So I'm going to use 5 columns repeatedly. I can give the index of uh, the 5 columns. Okay, so of all 5 columns. Okay, so if I give index, it retrieves the data quickly. Okay, so the index is used to retrieve the data quickly as much as possible. Okay, so creates an index, there is a search key, right? So drop index is used to drop your index. That's all. Okay, so these are the keywords you have to know. Okay, to become a SQL developer, right? So next, so first is SQL select statement. Okay, so the SQL select statement is used to select the data from a database, right? So the data returned is stored in a result table, so called the result set. Okay, so the select syntax is select column 1 and column 2. So you can give a star for if you want to get the entire column from the table, so you can use star here instead of column names. Okay, so select column 1 and column 2 from table name. Okay, simple, right? So let's see. And here I'm going to use prac. Okay, so in prac I have inserted, and I have also created a table customers. Okay, so now you can see here, so customer tables is in the prac database. Okay, so first you have to give select. Okay, so I'm going to enlarge the screen. Okay, right. So first I'm going to fetch the data fetch the entire data from customers table. Okay, so select star from where, in customers, right? Okay, so the simple syntax, select star from customers. Going to run this, simply you can put F5. Okay, so invalid objects customers, because here I have not changed my database, right? My database is PRAC. Okay, here I have to give PRAC. So we have several methods to change my current database, right? So here you can type use and database name, then run. So the database automatically changes. Okay, so change, right? So in another method, simple, you can right click the PRAC and give new query. Okay, and the created query screen, it is in PRAC database. Okay, so that is this is second method. And also you can click here this drop down palette, and here you can find your database. Here I'm going to use PRAC. Okay, that is my database. Just click the, oh, that's all, right? So next I'm going to hit F5. So now you can see here there are 91 rows. Okay, so here we have customer ID, customer name, contact name, addresses and city and postal code and also country. Okay, so here we have 91 rows, and totally we have 1 2 3 4 and 5 6 and 7 columns in here. Okay, so this is simple select statement. Okay, and so now you can give column names. What column names you want, you can give here. So here I'm going to give customers ID, comma, customer name and comma, city. Okay, and comma, address. Okay, so you can give like this, what columns you want. You can just give the column name and segregate the column name by commas, that's all. Okay, so I just run. So here I give 1 2 3 4, and now you can see here I have 4 columns. Okay, so I don't want address. Here I'm going to change country, right? Yeah, so customer ID and customer name, city and country, right? So let's see order table. What are the details in order table? Okay, so now you know what are the columns in customers, right? So customers contains customer details and their address and city, country and contact name. Okay, then customer ID. So I'm going to run order orders. Okay, select star from orders. So here I have order ID, customer ID, employee ID, order date, and shipper ID. Okay, so and we can connect the tables. Okay, so if I want to connect the table, so here I want to take what are how many orders have sales in customers. Okay, so I want to get, so each customer take how many orders, I want to get the detail here. Okay, so by doing that you have to connect two tables. One is customer table and order table. Okay, in order table you can see here, so the order ID and each order has a separate ID, right? So then now you can see here. So the customers have a duplicates in here. Okay, so customer ID has duplicates in here. Okay, so the reason is, so if here also you can see here. So here we have some dates. Okay, so the same customer order the like, so what, so order some products, right? So order some products in different dates, right? So and each order saves, or each order inserted in different rows. Okay, so by the order ID. Okay, so now you can join two tables. Okay, so if you want to join two tables, right? So we we have a common column between them. Okay, so we need common columns between orders and customers, right? So here you can see here, so the customer ID also in order table, and also I'm going to give select star from customers. Okay, so now you can see here, I'm going to uh, lightly enlarge it. Okay, so now you can see here, so we have same columns in customer table and also in order table. So now we can connect the order table and customer table and get what or who is getting more order, or who the, or which customer gets more orders, we can find easily, right? So by joining this two columns. Okay, so here you can see here we have a 90, right? So I'm going to copy this, and yesterday we saw some conditions like where, and here we have to pass our customer ID, and here you can give 90. So now I'm going to run this. So in 90 customer have bought only one product. Okay, so only one order, right? So now you can pass the same customer ID into customers to know the customer detail. Okay, here I'm going to pass same customer ID, and I'm going to run this. So now you can see here, so the customer 90 name is Let's Stop and Shop. So that is a shop name. Okay, and the contact name is Jami yours, right? So then now you can get the customer details by using customer ID, right? So we can join a number of tables by this concept, right? So in if you want to connect both tables, we need common column. Like here we have customer ID, and also here we have customer ID. Okay, so here we have employee ID, right? So I'm also having employer table in here, right? Where it is employee. Okay, so now you can pass employee ID to employee table, and you can get who's gonna, or who's placed the order into this customer. Okay, and I'm going to run this and select star from employee. Employee. So shift home. I'm going to run this. So now you can see here, here we have 5 employees, and has different employee IDs. Okay. So then first name, last name, and birth date, photos, and notes also, right? So I'm going to run both three queries. Now you can see here. So the each query takes different screens. Okay, so first screen is orders table, and second screen is customer table, and third screen is employee table. Okay, so and then so the employee ID is what, 5. So here we don't have a 5, right? So let's take another order number. So a different order number, and here I'm going to give that is 84. Okay, so 84 here. I'm going to pass 84, and that's the customer ID. Okay, now I'm going to run this. So here you can see here. So in 84, there are two employees have placed the customer's order in different dates, right? So first employee ID is 3 and next employee ID is 8. Okay, so now you can pause both employee IDs. Okay, so both employee IDs by using logical operators. So you have know that we have seen in the Python class, right? So comparison and logical operators, that is and, or, and not. Here we are mostly use and or. Okay, so and is used for have to uh, satisfy both condition. So when we are need to satisfy both condition, we are going to use and. So if I want to satisfy any one of those conditions, okay, so any one of those conditions, I'm going to use or. Okay, see here I want to print the both employee IDs. Okay, so one is 3 and another one is 8. Okay, here I'm going to give employee ID equal to 3. Okay, so first we see the single row. Okay, so from upcoming classes we will see how to use logical operators to do the conditions. Okay, so now I'm going to run this. So we have get 3 screens. Okay, each query has each screen, right? Okay, so in first, in 84 customer ID, we have two orders in orders table, and we have two employee IDs, one is 3 and 4. Here I pass 3, that's employee ID. Okay, so the customer name is Philip Garmer, right? Grammar. Yeah, what is name? Okay. So and the employee is Janet, and the employee ID 3.pic, and Janet has a BS degree and in chemistry. Okay, so what? Okay, no problem. So you can link your tables like this. Okay, so you can link your tables, and you can get the entire data. Okay, so now you can get how much order have placed and how many employers have placed their orders, and also what customer have bought that product. Okay, so you can get entire detail, right? So you can connect the tables by using this concept. Okay, so in our upcoming classes we have seen we will see, sorry, so we will see the joins. Okay, so how to join the tables. Okay, we can join n number of tables into the common. Here order is a common table, right? So here we have customer ID and employee ID and also shipper ID. So here you can connect a shipper table in to here. Okay, so we have two IDs, right? 1 and 2. You can also get the parcel uh, in which in what company have placed the parcel. Also you can uh, fetch the data by using the joins. Okay, so you can connect the tables what table you want. So the condition is if you want to connect both table, you should have common columns in both. Okay, so that's why you can connect your tables. If you don't have any common columns, you do not connect the tables. Okay, it's a simple concept. Here we have customer ID and customer ID, and here also we have employee ID and employee ID, and we can connect the tables. Okay, if the employee ID or customer ID is not in order, we can't connect the table. Okay, this is a simple concept, right? So next, the select distinct statement. Okay, so if we have duplicates records in my column, so I want to remove the duplicate records. Okay, so here I can use distinct in front of your column. Okay, so and next to select query. So that select word you have to give distinct, and after that you have to pass your column, so you can get the unique values. Okay, so if you want to remove duplicate values in your query, you have to use distinct, right? So distinct statement is used to return distinct, that is different values. Different means unique values. So inside a table, a column often contains many duplicate values. So sometimes you only want to list the different values, right? Okay, so if we are going to connect 4 or 5 tables, it is possible to get duplicate records. Okay, okay, so in that time we can use distinct to get unique records. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to delete this, and here, so we have some duplications in customer ID in here, right? So I'm going to print what are the customers have bought uh, in my company, right? So that's a concept, right? So here I'm going to give select. uh, I need only the customer ID, right? So I'm going to give customer ID from customer orders table, right? Orders, right? So okay, so here I'm going to print the customer ID only. Okay, so in the orders table, so we have only the order details, right? Okay, so if I get the customer ID from order tables easily, I have know what are the customers have bought uh, my products. Okay, so here select customer IDs from orders. Okay, so here you can see, here we have some duplications like 6969, okay, and 6363, and we have a 65 also, 65 and 30. So here we have some duplications, right? So now you can see here totally we have 196 rows, but in customers table, I'm going to run this, run the customer table. So I just show what how much record I have inserted there. Okay, so just customers. So I'm going to run this. Now you can see here, so I have only 91 rows, right? So I have only 91 rows in customers table. Okay, so if I go with orders, I have 196 rows. Okay, so totally I have 196 orders, right? So here I want to get the customer ID. Okay, so only the customer ID. Then here you can use a distinct for getting unique values. Okay, so now I'm going to run this. So here uh, totally we have 196 rows, right? So I'm going to hit F5. So here we have only 74 rows. So okay, so totally we have 91 customers, and 74 only have bought my products. Okay, so you can remove your duplicate uh, uh, rows by using distinct. Okay, and do you have any doubt in distinct method, or if uh, any you want any clarification? for the previous topics. Have you installed the MS SQL? You all installed?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we install.
Ah, super. Okay. So if you have any doubts, text me. I'll reply you. Okay. And so thank you so much. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.